Hi, so today we're going to be doing what you think is going on versus what is actually going on. The one thing that I ask you, please don't try to force anything to fit. If you don't feel like something is truly resonating with you in the first minute of watching, then just leave. I'm sure if you scroll, you'll find another tarot reading that might be meant for you. So first, I'm going to get your perspective on what is going on. Okay, so we got the Tower, the Chariot, Knight of Swords, and Five of Pentacles. With the Tower, despite going through all of the chaos right now and you feeling like this relationship is just falling apart, I believe you're going through an awakening right now. And I feel like your intuition is telling you that the relationship is going to be rebuilt, okay? So even though you see that everything is falling apart, especially with everything else that's coming up, I feel like you feel like new opportunities and new beginnings are still gonna connect, okay? With the Chariot, right now, I think that you need to find your balance because you definitely are determined that there's going to be reconciliation if the two of you are not already separated. And you're definitely determined to working things out despite all the chaos, despite all the problems that the two of you have aside, okay? And then we got some obstacles coming through, but again, you're pushing through them. If there's problems that you two are facing that is outside of your connection, outside of your relationship itself, okay? You're willing to let things be, even if it's uncomfortable for you, which I don't really think is the best. I mean, there's give and take in relationships, but there's a difference between giving and taking and then basically just giving everything you have and getting nothing in return, if that makes any sense. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. So it's about opening new doors, new opportunities, which is really, really good. And I'm happy that this card is closing off. But again, this is your perspective of what is going on. So I want to pull some Oracle now too, just to confirm certain things and see what else is connecting for each card, okay? Okay, so we got let go. So make room for the new beginnings on its way to you now. We got intuition. The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite later. All right. And then we got gold digger that's coming up. They want your money being used. And then we got earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I think that perhaps you're feeling like you were being used by this person. I'm not sensing that, but I'll confirm it later, okay? Maybe you feel like this person asked you for some type of financial resources or they asked you for help, okay? And then shortly after that, they just became very cold and dry. So you started to feel like, am I being taken advantage of? Again, I will confirm this later, but I'm not picking up on that necessarily. I'm picking up more so of perhaps this person had some type of embarrassment. And I feel like when it comes to your person, the energy that I'm picking up on right now is that they have an issue when it comes to being vulnerable with you. And when it comes to showing you like their true problems or difficulties that they're facing, okay? So for them to let their guard off because maybe they needed something and they needed help and then you stepped in. I understand it's immature, I understand it's childish, but at the end of the day, it's like you stepped in, you gave them a helping hand, and I feel like they started to reflect on themselves and started to feel like I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, and there's like this deep embarrassment there, okay? With the intuition, you're feeling like you saw all these red flags, they did all these wrong things, maybe they said certain things to you that made you feel like there's no hope in the relationship or there's no chance, but you kept going forward anyways because your natural instinct was to try to work things out, okay? Your natural instinct was wanting this person, wanting the connection, because not just because it made you feel good about yourself and you felt fulfilled or in a way, but also because you truly love this person, and you felt like this was your divine. Okay, now I want to shift into what this person is feeling about this connection. Okay, so let me cleanse this out and I'll be right back. So we got Six of Swords, that Eight of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles. So with the Six of Swords and the Death card, it's about leaving behind what no longer serves you, embracing a new beginning, going through like a drastic change, okay? But that is good because that means that whatever type of heaviness or weight that was causing a burden to them is starting to release. I don't think it's all coming at once right now. I think it's coming off layer by layer, okay? And then we have Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So about dedication, I think, to maybe their career right now, maybe their finances, maybe what they're doing in their personal life, because I feel like this person is very lost at the moment. I think they're starting to feel like what is actually serving them, and that could be in their finances, that could be in their career, that could also even be a third party, and I'll confirm that later, but something else is showing up, which we'll get to in a minute. And then we have Ace of Pentacles, about new beginnings, new opportunities, abundance flowing to them. That could be a new beginning in the relationship. It could also be a new beginning when it comes to love. Now, for some reason, I'm picking up that it's not really necessarily showing so much in the tarot, but I am picking up that this person has a lot of pressure on them when it comes to doing well in the financial department, okay? So if they're not doing well financially, I feel like they crawl into a ball, and then they feel like they have so much weight over them where they cannot be their true authentic self. And I think that has a lot to do with the past of times where they may have completely became cold or distant towards you, had a lot to do if they were going through a financial struggle. And then again, earlier, we did get you feeling used and feeling like this person just wanted money from you. But I think it's more of like they really are going through a difficult time, and there's this huge amount of embarrassment that is causing them to feel like they just cannot get to your level. Like they feel like they're not at your level. They see you as somebody of potential, and somebody of high value. Okay, and then we also got health that came up with Oracle. Your person could be going through some health issues right now. Oops, sorry, Phil. And then we got commitment that came responding to the Death card. So the commitment is good because when it comes to the Death card about changing something, letting something go, a new beginning coming in, and then we have commitment coming up. So something something has to end in order for the opportunity of commitment to be in your hands. And then we also got the divorce card that came in. This isn't always about divorce in a marriage. It could be a separation in a relationship. However, I'm sensing something about a third party. I'm not saying they're married to this person. I mean, they could be married to this person, but I'm sensing that there's some type of long-term obligation, that there's been like a burden there. That could be possibly financial ties or assets or something like that, and maybe that's why they haven't been able to separate themselves from the situation. But then we also got moving that came up, change of residence, moving in with your partner. So before we go into what's headed in the relationship, I would like to pull some more tarot just on your person's feelings and intentions for you. Okay, so we got Two of Wands, Five of Pentacles, the Tower, Four of Swords, Four of Cups, King of Pentacles, Strength, the Hermit, and the last card that fell out was the Moon. I think that they're very well aware that they have to make a decision about you and the relationship. And the next time that they were to approach you or step up, that it's either they're going to have to put an offer with everything on the table, or they're going to lose you entirely. Okay. Going back into the Five of Pentacles, they are definitely, again, confirming it. Unfortunately, going through some heavy financial struggles right now, which I feel like is putting a lot of weight on them. And that's causing them to turn into like a hermit crab where they cannot be themselves. They cannot express themselves. There's a lot of self-doubt that I'm reading on in the relationship. And I hate to say this, but I kind of feel like this person plays pity party victim all the time. Like, why me? Why this? Which is not good. I'm not trying to mock or judge anyone, but I think that we all go through issues and problems in life, and it's not an excuse for us to bathe in it and reflect on it on a constant basis, okay? The Tower came up again for them, so they still have hope. I feel that there's going to be a new beginning, okay? I am sensing that they're going through a little bit of a epiphany. It's not entirely at this moment, but it might be in the beginning stages of it. And then, you know, they're very stagnant right now. It's like they're unable to make the decision, even though I feel like they want to. I feel like it's in their heart. I feel like it's in their spirit, but they're not acting on it, unfortunately. It's like they're very slow moving, and you might be running out of patience. Your patience might be on thin ice, but for them, they feel like they have all the time in the world, and they're not clicking right now, seeing that they could truly lose you by allowing this to continue. And then we got Four of Cups. It's like, I feel like, again, going back to their finances and their persona, it has a lot, I mean, their persona has a lot to do with their finances, because they feel like they could be themselves when they have stability. I'm not sure what they do as far as career, but I feel like it's a very risky job for whatever reason. It's like 1 month it might be better, 1 month it might be dry. So it's like their pay seems to increase and decrease all the time, which I feel like constantly gives them this heavy mood swing of who they are and what they feel. And then we got them needing basically alone time right now, needing to collect their thoughts. I feel like, again, they are going through some type of awakening, but I just feel like it's very slow moving, and it's unfortunate for you because you're really starting to feel like you just have no more hope. You're feeling like you want to give up, but there's this part of you that just feels like you're unable to do so, and you're driving yourself mad from it, from what I feel. I'm just going to pull some oracle now on this person's intentions. If we don't get confession, then I'm not sure if this is looking so good, to be honest with you. Okay, well, we got spy, we got confession. Okay, so they could be lurking on you right now, looking in on you. If you're not socially connected on social media or whatever, they could be watching your account, your burner account or something. You got confession and came up. So they definitely have something to tell you. I do feel like they want to make you an offer. However, I feel like the offer is not coming soon for some reason. Let's pull 2 more. Okay, got open your heart. It will help you attract more love. I'll get to that in a second. And then we got no, it's not the right time. So I feel like when it comes to this connection, I'm pretty positive that there's a divine here, okay? I do feel like there's a mirrored connection, which is probably why you're going through immense amount of pain right now, especially if this person's going through pain. So you need to open your heart right now and have some empathy on their situation. And as much as it aggravates you, that you just try to see things the way they see life in their perspective, because you're both very similar, but I feel like there's really heavy differences, especially when it comes to movement. They're a lot slower than you are, okay? But I also feel like you need to center yourself and not just overthink about the relationship all day, because it's driving you mad. And especially if you have a divine connection, a twin flame connection, a mirrored connection, what you feel, what they feel, and what they feel, you feel. So the more you're balancing yourself, the more it's sending balancing signals to them, whether you know it or not, okay? But unfortunately, it's not the right time. This person is going through a cycle right now, and they need to shed whatever skin that's holding them back, not just for their relationship, but for their life in general. Because if they cannot be centered with themselves, then it's impossible for them to be centered with you. If they were to come back right now, let's just say, there's a chance that shortly after, your connection would just drift apart again. That doesn't mean that you won't have reconciliation, or you might not be reunited. No, you will, but you might go through another separation period. So I personally think it would be better for this person to figure out what they need to figure out. That's not your job to do. That's on them. And let them get through these obstacles, so that way they could be the best version for themselves and for you and the relationship. Okay, so I want to get some message cards now from your person of what they feel and what they want to tell you. Okay, the first one we got was, I'm afraid you will forget about me, but I wouldn't blame you. Especially if they're taking their sweet time. I treated you like an option. I'm sorry. You are all I ever hoped for. You are my dream person. You don't realize how perfect you are to me. Don't wait around for me. And you are my everything. All right, my loves. I feel like this person has great admiration for you. I feel like there's true divine love here. But again, I feel like they're not ready, and it's not about making the commitment. It's not that they have fear of commitment or whatever. I think it's more of their self-reflection of feeling like their life isn't easy and their life isn't perfect. And I feel like they haven't learned to master that part of them. Because again, we all go through struggles. We all go through difficulties. However, it's about how you choose to act on them. And I feel like when they go through problems, it's like they really do crawl into a ball, and they kind of isolate themselves, and they have a hard time like showing you what's really going within. And then again, if they did ask you for a favor before, if you helped them somehow financially, I mean this with all my heart, I wouldn't give you guys false hope or make you feel better about a situation, especially if someone is taking advantage of you. But I feel truly that they feel more embarrassed and angry with themselves that they had to even ask you for that in the first place, especially when everything around in their world is just like falling apart, and they don't know how to step up and get out of it. I do sense that they will step up. However, again, it seems like they are taking their sweet time. It's like they don't want to lose you, but if you were to leave, they wouldn't blame you. Basically, it's the message that I'm getting. But again, I do feel like they will change. It's just they need to shed whatever skin they're shedding and go through this cycle so they can heal and be more in the present moment. So let's pull some charms now. Let's pull some charms. Okay, we got an owl. We got sunglass emoji. So again, we got spying that did come up earlier. That usually comes out when someone's spying on you, seeing what's going on. They could be wondering if you have someone else already. We got an owl that came up. I don't know if that means anything to you. But I do feel like this person does go through quite a bit of anxiety during the nighttime. And that could be why you've been having trouble sleeping too. That could be why when you're sleeping, like, you could just wake up out of nowhere and maybe you're feeling their emotions, or when you're trying to sleep, like your mind won't shut off. It's not just a relationship that you're thinking about. It's just like everything keeps racing. That could be them. We got this yarn charm that came up. I don't know if that means anything significant to you. And then as far as initials, we've got A, W, or is that an M? No, W, sorry. A, W, N, Q, H, D, B, J, and J. We have double J. So if that means anything to anyone. All right, loves, God bless you. I wish you all the best. I wish you strength, especially in this situation that you are in. And I hope you are all doing well. Just remember, have patience and wait for things to connect naturally in divine timing, because if it's truly your divine, nothing's going to separate you. Okay? I hope you all have a beautiful day. Bye.